There's Rocksteady. Fresh out the shower, King of the Pit TV. Does it look like I need a shave, people? Does it look like I need a haircut and a shave? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you once and I'll tell you again, yeah? It's not going to happen. I'm rebelling. I am full Sikh right about now. Somebody want to get me a turban? This one goes out to Extreme Aggression 22. My man has been waiting a little moment. New member on the Patreon. One love, brother. I mean, it might be a female behind your account. But we all know women don't like metal. Women don't like metal, people. Come on. Let's take this shit back to the 1920s. King of the Pit TV is a boys' club. Yeah. Ladies, if you do come across this, I'm scared. I've never engaged with a woman before. And we're about to listen to Nevermore. Yes. What do I know about Nevermore? Nevermore had a particular guitarist or two in. I've never listened to this band seriously. I might have heard one tune back in the day, but I think I've got them confused with a band called Paradise Lost, because they sort of give me the same vibes, the same energy. Who's in this band? Is it Jeff Loomis? Does that ring a bell? Who's Jeff Loomis? It's either Jeff Loomis or a guy who ended up in flipping Megadeth momentarily, I think. I don't know. But this one goes out to Extreme Aggression 22. Let me put some respect on your name. I think I've misspelt your handle. 1 second. No, in hindsight, I don't think I did. Yeah. It's not often I spell aggression, people. Alright, I am retarded. So, Narcosynthesis is track number 1. The album we're listening to is entitled Dead Heart in a Dead World. Come on now, people. 11 tunes on this record. It's going to be a substantial amount of material. We're not really going below 5 minutes, aside from a few tunes on this. So, without further ado, let's jump in, shall we? One love, one love. Shout out to the metalheads out there. Mic check. Jeff Loomis, composer and lyricist. This was released in 2000 by Century Media. Jim Shepard, Van Williams, Warrell Dane. You see that? People, I know this is King of the Posers TV, but please do not gasp me when I tell you I know my metal. You go to a fucking 2025 metal music event and you ask them about Jeff Loomis. I bet no one knows about Jeff Loomis in this day and age.
Hypnotize me, mesmerize me, drain the color from my eyes.
Hard. Sounds a bit like
Patronize me, energize me.
a little bit industrial.
The world internalize. Come to this, narcosynthesis. Come to this.
This is a little bit borderline proto-genty. In the low, this is definitely a 7th string. In 2000s, I doubt it's going to be an 8th string, you know, without sounding like flipping my sugar. But, you know, open string, rhythmic playing. Don't get me wrong, we're not playing in any crazy time signatures, but we're getting that energy here, right? Archetype of the day. I got a deck purely of archetypal figures here. I don't want to mix up my order because I've got everything in order here, but today's archetype is hard. It's a metal one, people. We got the card of Justice, Libra, Divine Balance. Get back. I think the vocals are kind of ignorant, you know. Let's go.
Crucify your ideals, the flesh is the swine. We are the last ones and we're bleeding for an unseen God.
I like the vocal line. The vocal performance is a little punk. When he elevates the register, a little King Diamond. A little bit nu metal in the wobble and the weird value of the vocal performance.
How did it come to this? Narco-synthesis. How did it come to this? Narco-synthesis. Turn my blood to sand. Life fall through the hourglass and grow cold.
Heavy metal, yeah?
What are you searching for? Turn my debt to gold. Time the healer, the great concealer. Please salvage my soul.
I bet you. Even though the riffs are relatively simple, we're going to get the most ridiculous face-melting shred solo in this song, especially this one being the first song of the record. There's going to be like, Jeff Loomis needs to wank that guitar off a little bit to show us what he's made of. I bet you we're going to get the most ridiculous shred solo, and it's not even going to kick in straight away. It's going to be like, he's going to give a little intro and then hit us with some fretboard mathematics.
Victimize me. Vilify me. Vilify and open message you can dine. You are the nothing and you speak for all I never was. Turn my blood to sand.
Comes in sounding like Pete Steele here.
Life fall through the hourglass and grow cold. What are you searching for?
They've got a few records.
Turn my debt to gold.
Would you say this is industrial, as we do have Fear Factory in the related videos?
Time the healer, the great concealer. Please salvage my soul.
Here we go. Come on, don't let me down now. I need the shred. Don't let me down now.
You are the nothing and you speak for all I never was. Turn my blood to sand. Life fall through the hourglass and grow cold. What are you searching for? Turn my debt to gold. Time the healer, the great concealer.
If we look at the album cover, speaking of the tarot, have a look before you. He's almost like the hanged man depicted on the front cover here. Even with, you know, the crackling effects are like the branches of a tree, as to which the hanged man hangs upon. Do you see that? Whereas the hanged man possesses a halo of sorts, we've got a mask on the individual, or the tree-like character, you know, the root-like character upon the cover there. These are archetypes. They do manifest, you know, symbolically throughout our lives. I watched a video, or documentary actually, on tarot readers not so long back. Now, the tarot is used as an esoteric tool to look inwards and to go on a train of thought you consciously might not have been able to conjure. And then I was just watching all these fucking idiots talking about how they can read the future and shit like that. And it's just like they just scam the hell out of people talking about, yes, your future is this, right? There is a man here, a love interest. But, oh, there could be another man in the future. It's like, shut the fuck up. Come on now. La da da, hooligan riff. La da da, da da da. Some vibrato on that, eh? Cool, cool. So that was Narcosynthesis. Flipping fascinating to say the least. Multiple vocal sections. So the frontman was switching up the vocal performance each and every time. It wasn't linear. Section to section, he had like a different approach to how he performed the vocal. And I thought it was kind of ignorant, to be honest. I like the vocal. I think there's potential for a real good, you know, display of, you know, vocal identity on this record. Let's continue onwards. We Disintegrate is the title of the next track. Yes, now, bless now, don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, King of the Posers TV, signing in, listening to Nevermore. Today, did you know in the album cover, we've got a couple of bits and bobs that is symbolic of the feminine, so the guy, or this root figure, is being hung above what seems to be water. Water is feminine. Water represents emotions, the flowing of emotions, and the depth of your subconscious. Now, we also have the moon, which represents the feminine, whereas the sun represents the masculine. Active and passive. The moon controls the tide, the moon controls the water, the flow of water, the flow of emotion. And you might say, oh, you're chatting shit. Bruh, this is the way it's been in the esoteric and occult fashion and in alchemy and stuff like that, like since the dawn of time. You know what I mean? They've always depicted the sun and the moon as the principles of masculine and feminine. We've got We Disintegrate, which is track number 2. Dead Heart in a Dead World. Let's flip and go, shall we? Come on now. The thing is with having a great lead guitarist in the band is that they end up being so good that they just outshine the rest of the band and make the rest of the band look like session musicians. Do you know what I mean? You got, what's it, Racer X? Who's in Racer X, or who was in Racer X? Because that was a band that had like a fantastic virtuoso guitarist in. And so on and so forth. What more needs to be said? Good riff though. Good groove to that. Let's go. One, two, three, four. We need to get back into that initial riff, man. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Yes! Right, them high register ones are fucking sick. This is the metal I want, come on! It's a little bit of Pete Steele with them lower vocals, I think. Quite gothic. Let's go. In the genres, it says alternative metal. Does it flow into the next track? But that was We Disintegrate. These dudes are nice. The rhythm section, never so flamboyant as the lead guitar, clearly. You know, relative simplicity in the rhythm, but that's what really works. I don't want to hear a guy wank off, you know what I mean? I just want a nice groove, a nice head bop, a nice riff. And they've got a couple of them. These dudes have got a good way of using intervals, like particular power chord intervals, plain and simple. Whoever's writing the riffs writes the riffs in a way that appeals to me, pleases me. I like the intervals that are being used. It sounds like my cup of tea, you know what I mean? Whether it be in metal or whether it be in punk, I like the ways putting these, progressions in. Sounds good. We've got Inside Four Walls coming in next. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. Nevermore. Dead Heart in a Dead World. Let's jump in, shall we? Inside Four Walls is the title of this one. This entire listen through goes out to my friend Extreme Aggression, who recommended this on the Patreon. Let's jump in. Coming up. What tuning are we in? Drop A? I think we're using a 7-string guitar. Are we drop tuning it to A? That's 7-string. Groove, eh? This groove and this vocal line just sounds like a proper heavy Helmet. Like Helmet's grungy brother, if that's easy to think up, you know what I mean? Helmet in itself are heavy enough. Fantastic groove in that rhythm. That staccato. I mean, stuck inside four walls, they've taken your freedom. I assume it's referencing the walls of a prison cell. But even outside in this world, we are stuck in a cube, my friend. We are stuck in a tesseract. I actually looked at some stuff. I watched some good debates as of recent. This is crazy because I think even saying this might bring the Wikipedia topic down at the bottom of the video. But I watched some flat earth discussions, right? Globers, or whatever they call themselves, you know, the mainstream narrative versus the flat earth, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Both sides provide great information, and you might think it's fucking stupid me even talking or considering the idea that the Earth isn't a globe, but I've not been to space and I've not travelled to a degree where I've worked out myself, and if I can't work out myself, if I've not seen anything myself, then who am I to believe it, right? But what's interesting is that in Genesis, in the Bible, right, it references that God created the firmament. And I thought, what the hell's the firmament? I don't know what that word means. I googled it, and the firmament is a dome. So God created the firmament. So in biblical script, at least in the Old Testament, right? The writings of Judaism, Christianity, arguably Islam, it's Abrahamic, right? It states at the very start of the Bible that God created a firmament, meaning there was 2 degrees of water. There was water on planet Earth, and there was water external the dome. And I don't know. I'm not arguing against this, that, or the third, but I say that to say this. There's a lot of people out there who believe in God and follow a religion, yet will shun the idea that the Earth is a globe. Well, the Earth is a dome. Or flat, you know, if you want to use that trigger word. But it states so at the start of the Bible that that's what it is. And I'm not religious. I'm just giving food for thought. I think it's fascinating. I think it opens up your mind, and I think we're in a spiral. We're just in an endless technological spiral. I might have a headset on right now, and I'm about to put another headset on in the future where your job says, put a fucking headset on. And then in that headset, you put another headset on, and you just end up in this endless technological spiral. I think arguably that might be the situation. Oh no, we're getting political. It's Rage Against the Machine. Let's listen to the sample. They're coming in. We got Phil Anselmo here reading off a Rage Against the Machine part. Walk on home, boy.
Typically, drug offenders do more time than child molesters, rapists, and murderers. Is this justice? Is this the American way?
Whilst we're talking music and we're talking prison systems, what if I told you that rap music influences the American black community to commit crimes, to go to prison, because maybe the labels have an investment within the prison system as well? Do you ever think about that? That's crazy, yeah? That's crazy, that. But I agree in the message there, speaking of the drug offenders, because the thing is, who's to say I can't just fucking buy and sell drugs? Who cares about that? If I break the law, I break the law, right? Whether I'm high or not, if I break the law, I break the law. Why is it a crime in itself for me to jab up or put something on my nose, you know? Taxation, maybe. Good record. I think it might have been the weakest. Actually, no, because we had that great rhythm in here. You know what? These dudes are coming with the good rhythms, the good riffage, giving us good food for thought. We can just chat shit about stuff that may or may not matter. Evolution 169 coming up next, yeah? Let's keep on moving. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. Just heard back from a good friend of mine I don't know how recent this was, but one of his friends went on tour with the death metal band Nile, right? And apparently the drummer, Mr. Carl Summit, I don't know his surname, apparently just completely mogged the guy. Apparently he's an... I'm not going to go into detail, actually, but apparently he's an asshole. Apparently he's a proper asshole. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. If you're here listening to Nevermore, I assume you like metal. Evolution 160, and I don't care about good drummers. I don't care about good guitarists. I care about shit musicians. That's the best. If you've got talent, I'll put you to the side, alright? Evolution 169, let's go. Nevermore have put out a lot of records, haven't they? Come on. Give me a riff, man. We're going to kick into a solo when this riff kicks in. I don't want to be mean, people, but this is the deadest track on the record so far. All of them have been good. This one's just been a bit... It's lacked the creativity. I mean, they might hit us with a rhythm. Still got time. That one was dead. That one was dead. There wasn't... It was a bit of a drag, you know. There was no energy in that one. There was no energy in that one. That was Evolution 169. We've got The River Dragon Has Come, which is an impressive song title. This one caught me from the get-go. I thought, The River Dragon Has Come. That's a hard title for a tune, that. I'm looking forward to this one. Track 5 coming up next. Rotted Bumper Clarted. Don't get Desmond started. The River Dragon Has Come. I've got a few beverages. I went to the shops. You know how we do it here. Cheap, high volume cider. Just got the 2 cans. I'm being well behaved. And I thought I'd sort myself out a little Pepsi with my meal deal. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, mate? You know what I mean? Might crack this one open first. You know what I mean? We got a Pepsi cream soda flavour. Anybody from England know about the bar cream soda? You have to please get in touch if you know about the bar cream soda, or the bar drinks in general, or the KA drinks in general, the cans. It doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than that. This one is The River Dragon Has Come. This entire listen through of Nevermore's album Dead Heart in a Dead World is devoted to Extreme Aggression 22. Alright, recommended to me on the Patreon. Had a little bit of patience for this to come through, so please keep Extreme Aggression 22 in your thoughts and prayers tonight, yes? Let's go! I'm sure Jesus would have liked metal. What is that? It sounds like tapping, but it's not. How's that riff played? Bum 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 bum. I like that riff. It's not tapped. Cool harmonics. Cool solo, eh? I know anybody who's come to this video in particular on the YouTube who is expecting like my mind to be blown, and they like intentionally go to Nevermore like guitar solo reactions. I'm a rhythm kind of guy. I do like a virtuoso solo. I mean, that solo did stand out to me compared to like the most, most of the solos we listen to. But we listen to metal on this channel, and every time I record for this channel, I probably listen to about 20 flipping guitar solos. So I'm over it. I like a rhythm. I like a toe tapper. I used to be into Dream Theater, bro. So like, as far as guitar solos are concerned, I've been there and done that. Used to like lead guitar. I could never shred. I like playing lead, running up and down a blues scale. You know what I mean? Couple of bits and bobs in that realm, but I was never able to shred. I had a mate who could sweep proper good. He could, if anything, that was all he could do on the guitar. Like, have you ever met a guy who could just like bypass the basics and just jump to the extremity? He just learned how to do like 5-string sweeps, like, and just drilled them, and he was very good at them. Very fucking clean at them. Good tune, good tune. Obviously, the selling point was the guitar solo on that one, which really, given it's Mr. Jeff Loomis's band, it should be the selling point for all of these tracks, to be honest. It's mad how when you have a virtuoso in the band that stands out in comparison to the rest of the instrumental, I don't know, just... It's like pure peacocking, isn't it? Just all eyes on the guitar solo. And I think indirectly that, you know, rids the perceived quality, if not the actual writing, of the musician craft external to the guitar solo. Was Loomis, like, known prior to Nevermore, or did he come from Nevermore? Just like, holy crap, that's an half-decent guitarist there. Only one way to find out. We got the Heart Collector coming up next, yeah? Yes, now bless now, Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. We're listening to Nevermore tonight. The album is Dead Heart in a Dead World. This one's the Heart Collector. Let's jump in. Back to back, we've had a little bit of broken chord action. Only introduced from track 5 and track 6. Let's go. It's a ballad, this one, eh?
The stage is empty now.
Little bit of girlfriend metal for you here. I'll tell you what, when I was younger, I would have really liked this sound. Now I'm a bit older, I like a little more of the riffage as opposed to like the plain open power chord, allowing the foundation for the vocal line. I would have really liked this when I was younger because, you know, I can compare and contrast my tastes when I was younger compared to now. And not to say there's a development of such, but you go through the process of listening to new stuff and so forth. And whilst I was younger, I would definitely prefer this sound to a lot of the stuff we've heard so far. This arguably might have been, you know, replayed a few times back in my younger days. Great riff to finish on. Great riff to finish on. Great jingling, eerie, higher register guitar just twinkling over that last riff. That last riff was really cool. It was heavy and it was a great space to put it. You know what I mean? Just allow it as an intro, an outro even. That was really good. Engines of Hate coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, Dead Heart in a Dead World is the album, Nevermore is the band, Engines of Hate is the song, track 7 of 11. This entire listen through goes out to my friend Extreme Aggression, who has recommended this on Patreon. Let's jump in. Da-da-da-da-da.
The shape are made to follow. Show back the guilt and swallow. The shape is told to divide the engines of hate. Still grind. I gotta create a deathly creed. I spit the truth into the engines of hate.
Not a bad number, not a bad number. Cool riffing. I prefer this style to the River Dragon and Heart Collector that came prior. You know, get us back to the heavy metal. A little less songwriting. Well, taking the pressure off on the lyricist and the vocalist's, you know, songwriting approach, and giving a little bit more to the band, a little bit more to the metal, a little bit more to the riff, you know, spreading the emphasis out a little bit more. I preferred that. Probably the most shred-tastic guitar solo we've heard. You know, absolutely flipping blazing on that fretboard there. Not a bad tune. I like that one. It felt like, through listening to it, felt like a fun song to play on the guitar, you know. Let's keep on moving. We've got The Sound of Silence coming up next. Yes, now bless now. Don't forget to rest now. Des, Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in, moving onwards with this Nevermore record, Dead Heart in a Dead World. The Sound of Silence is track number 8 of 11. You know what? Due to the recognition of patterns I experience in my day-to-day and throughout my musical journey, I will not be surprised whatsoever if this is a cover of the Simon and Garfunkel song, The Sound of Silence. And if it is, it's a bit of a yuck from me, but I'm open to hear it. I'm open to hear it. I don't like the original. If anything, I associate the original in a very metal context. I think it was the band Last Days of Humanity. Back in the early days of YouTube, somebody put The Sound of Silence as a sample to the introduction of this incredible, harsh gore noise band, and maybe it was like the official sample. I don't know, but that's what I associate with this song. Alongside that, I think it was playing in the background when I was in the dentist one time, or the orthodontics one time. That's as much as I know. Let's jump in. Hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, it is a cover. Sipping on a night cider tonight.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping.
The riffs are good. The sound is good. The idea of covering the flipping Sound of Silence as a metal band is just disgusting to me, honestly. I hate to be harsh, people, but it is disgusting to me.
While I was sleeping.
They give credit to the composer lyricist Paul Simon at least.
And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. The sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. The sound of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. For I do not know. Silence like a cyclone. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. System check. Neon black. And the sign flashed out its warning. In the words that it was forming, the words of the prophets were written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence. The sounds of silence. The sounds of silence. The sound.
That was The Sound of Silence by Nevermore, a cover of the Simon and Garfunkel number, which, in all honesty, I'm not very familiar with anyway. I've never liked that song. It's not been one of my interest ever, so to do a cover of it is a bit redundant, really. I think it's a bit of a cop-out. I think if that wasn't a cover and it just sounded like that, I didn't know it was a cover, I'd think it was quite good, actually. I thought the riffs were good. I thought, the drumming was really good. But, something as bold as covering that as a metal band, The Sound of Silence, is like coming together as a band and working out what, like, the best borderline sellout cover you can do is. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Or wouldn't it be great if we covered that? Why don't you cover a lesser known Simon and Garfunkel song? The fact that you've covered The Sound of Silence is just sort of like an easy way to garner a little bit of attention, which is no problem. That's what you want to do as an artist. If you want to, accumulate attention and alchemize that into currency. That's the dream of most artists, right? But it just comes across as a bit cheap. I don't like that. We've got Insignificant coming up next, yeah? There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. Track 9 of 11 is entitled Insignificant. We're listening to Nevermore, and the album is Dead Heart in a Dead World. Let's flip and go, yeah? 2000 this was put out. $14 ago, Black Sabbath's YouTube page has uploaded a cover of War Pigs by Judas Priest.
Ours is not to question the reasons why. Crippled indecision repeats the path I once denied. Insignificant am I.
Let's go. Sounds like Opeth.
The color of sundown, of crimson sky. The beauty that breaks down and gives the day unto the night. And then one day you'll realize just a speck in the spectrum, insignificant am I. And then one day you'll realize the beauty that breaks down
I'm fascinated as to how this band develops over the years, you know.
learns the reason why.
We've got one in the related videos. This Godless Endeavour, 7 years ago, Nevermore, bordering on 9 minutes long.
Scan my horizon as blue turns to black. The sky is gone again, and all beneath are born to die. Insignificant am I. And then one day you'll realize just a speck in the spectrum, insignificant am I. And then one day you'll realize the beauty that breaks down never learns the reason why. The brother of sundown has bleached away my past. To look in
Sounds like Opeth in a few moments in this one.
only for
That's like an Opeth clean bit, that.
one day you'll realize just a speck in the spectrum, insignificant am I. And then one day
You'll realize.
the beauty that breaks
One.
down never learns the reason why.
Pretty cool. That was Insignificant by Nevermore. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. They went back and forth, A to B to A to B to A to B, clean to distorted, clean to distorted. I think structurally speaking, it could have been, you know, organised a little bit better. Sounded a little bit like Opeth from times, at least instrumentally. Not too bad. Not too bad a tune. Not too catchy song. Catchy song. Believe in Nothing coming up next. Yes, now, bless now, don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. Nevermore is the band. The record is Dead Heart in a Dead World. Yo, shout out to Extreme Aggression 22, who put us onto this record via the Patreon. If you're a fan of Nevermore, don't you worry, just had a quick double check of the old messages I've been sent, and Extreme Aggression has recommended we check out the 2005 record after this, which won't be an issue whatsoever. It's quite funny actually, because obviously as we've been going through this record, I said, you know what, I'm fascinated to see how this band develops over time. And we're gonna move on to this Godless Endeavour after this record. So I hope you're looking forward to that, fans of Nevermore. He also referenced that this band came from Seattle. Bro, we listed so many acts from Seattle. Is Seattle underrated? I mean, hey, let's get into it. Believe in Nothing is track number 10 of 11. Let's flip and go. Lovely chord progression. We're inviting all of the twinkles on this second half of the record.
Into a strange new world, into the after all your tears. Might find you've fallen too far. Take another look, take another ride. Can't we make them leave the hate behind? And I still believe in nothing. Will we ever see the shape of tomorrow?
Cheers.
Empty storm, into the formless loss of hope, where we can forget the game.
I like the movement in this one. I like the vocal melodies. I like the chord progression and the twinkling guitars. I think this one's quite a nice listen, to be fair.
And I still believe in nothing. Will we
This one had a music video. Century Media Records, 1.6 million views on the video.
ever see the cure for our sorrow? Nothing is sacred.
We even got some Jeff Loomis solo records here.
When no one is saved, nothing's forever. So count your days. Nothing is final, and no one is real. Pray for tomorrow and find your empty still.
Here we go. Cheers. Played it right. No need for shred. No need for shred. Nice melodic guitar solo. No messing about. This might be the best written song on the record. Good Joe vocals there. Yeah, that was the best written song on the record. I mean, we've only got one chance to outdo that as far as the songwriting is concerned, and I doubt they're going to do that because that was really good. That was really good. I actually hope that we finish the record on some riffs. I want to hear some riffs to finish the record off. The title track coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY King of the Pit TV signing in. Dead Heart in a Dead World is not only the album, but the last track of the record. This is the self-titled track. Let's jump in. I'm hoping for some riffs on this one. We had a banger, ballad song, emotional number on that last one. The moment they went past the halfway point on this record, they went from riffs, banging rhythms, to like a little more of a ballad-esque style of writing. Are we going to swell it in at any point, or is this like an outro track? That must have been the root note. That what tuning are we in? Dong. Are we in drop A? 7th string drop A. I think that's heavier than B. Little volume swell there.
Life seems surreal. Oceans tend to cold and wood. Can still have life once more. Until that slam upon your heart, torn away. Torn away. Bend your gods and kill the king. Subjugate your suffering. Dead heart in a dead world. Dead heart in a dead.
What we're finishing it off with: a chorus, a riff, a solo, an outro section of sorts. Guitar solo, I'm saying. Here we go.
Your gods and kill the king. Subjugate your suffering. Dead heart in a dead world. Bend your gods and kill the king. Subjugate your suffering. Dead heart in a dead world. Dead heart in a dead world.
That was the title track, Dead Heart in a Dead World, by the band Nevermore. It was okay for an outro track. If this song wasn't the outro and this was like track 5, 6, 7, 8, so forth, I'd consider it filler. And have you seen how I didn't put it before track 5? Because I'm thinking it wouldn't be worthy of a track so early in the record. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest song, but with it not being the greatest, as an outro, as the end track of the record, it works a little better. It does work a little bit better. I'm going to do one final video. I'll rate it out of 10, this entire record. I'll talk about the highs, the lows, and we'll go from there. See you there. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. We just listened to Nevermore, Dead Heart in a Dead World. Okay, 11 tracks. I've never listened to Nevermore before. My initial first perspective was it was going to be like the band Symphony X, Paradise Lost, maybe. Bands I don't really know too much about, but exist in this metal space that is a little more family friendly, talented and eccentric in their own fashion, but not controversial to any degree, and so on and so forth. Upon first listening, I was just like, I know a famous, well, I say famous, I think in 2025 it'd be an understatement, well, it'd be an overstatement, should I say, to say the guy's famous, because nobody in like the up and coming community cares too much about these virtuosos and these characters like people did in the 2000s, or at least they're more focused on up and coming younger virtuoso talents, you know what I mean, not the older generation. By this point, so many great guitarists have come and gone, like within the realm of metal, that I don't think to pinpoint a man being superb, amazing, fantastic just because he can play fast and play technical and play tight is like good enough. It's all about marketing nowadays, and if you can't market yourself in the now digital social media era, it's dead and done. The marketing's more important than your actual capabilities of performance. So I think, who's in this band? I said Jeff Loomis initially. Now, I don't know where I know the guy Jeff Loomis from. I don't know if I know him from an act external to Nevermore, but then second, I thought maybe it's the guy who used to play Megadeth. And I think as far as getting to me is concerned, the pinnacle of that guy I'm referencing in Megadeth, even though I can't remember the guy's name, he did a Bet You Can't Play This, which I can't remember which brand or magazine that was for. And he played like some classical tapping piece. And he must have been in Megadeth for like 2 years, mate. Like, he wasn't in Megadeth for long. But I thought whichever band he was in external to Megadeth, that must have been the case. Now, where do we go from here? 11 tracks. 2000, I think this was released in. The production value is not great. It's not a great production, and it's not a re-release. Okay? So one thing you find with these older records by these bands that have established a large enough market to resell the same product is that you'll come across a remaster, right? This isn't a remaster. Now, don't get me wrong, I got put on this playlist by the individual who recommended it, but with that being said, I still can't identify a remaster. You know, through my general listens, there was no reference as such in related videos and dates of upload and blah, 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 blah. So there was no need for a remaster of this record, even though I didn't feel the production was that of an act a label is fully invested in. But that's nothing to do with the band. That's nothing to do with the writing. That's nothing to do with the performance. Let's talk about it now. This is a unique sound, a unique band. Maybe not in your world, but in my world, through my experience and journey through metal and alternate acts, this is a unique sound I didn't really come across until now. So the rhythms, the rhythm guitar and the drumming, but in particular the riffs of the rhythm, relatively basic, not problematic. We're drop tuned, I assume, and we are what I imagine are performing on a 7-string guitar. I would like to say it was drop A, but I'm sure someone's going to correct me and tell me something different, because I don't know no better. Anything below drop B as a deathcore act, drop C, I can't identify very well. Or should I say, if it's drop B or drop C, I can identify that, but anything external other than standard, I can't identify very well. I can get drop D as well. Drop tunings, blah, blah, blah. The riffing is basic, respectively, compared to the lead guitar work. Now, because Jeff Loomis is a virtuoso style, or at least that's what I'm aware of him as, your reputation precedes you, that's what they say, right? Jeff Loomis is a name attached to shred guitar, and that's from an individual who picked up a guitar when he was young and went on YouTube in the early years and experienced these great guitar players and watched them and knew names purely down to the fact they played guitar. Jeff Loomis was a name that came up. Now, with the reputation preceding Jeff Loomis, you look at the rest of the band as session musicians to pedestalize and elevate the guitar solo. So, oddly, albeit good songs, you kind of devalue and diminish the value of the song external to the guitar solo, because you think, well, this is all a product packaged to get us to the guitar solo. The halfway point, we stopped rhythmically playing riffs, and we started playing chord progressions, power chord progressions. which was a little bit hit or miss. There was some really good usage of this balladesque songwriting performance and a couple of misses, because for someone like me, I want to hear a couple more riffs. I want to hear a couple more toe tappers, a couple more stop and starts. From the fifth song onwards also, we started to incorporate the twinkling clean guitars tenfold. The vocal performance was good. I really enjoyed my first experience hearing the vocal performance on the first track, second track, because they were unique, they were new. The lower frequency vocal I thought was good because there was a degree of clarity, no overt, extra death metal grunting vocal. There was a good vocal. The guy's spectrum of register wasn't massive, but when he elevated into what his higher register was, we got into a little more of a, not a falsetto-esque, beautiful, shattering King Diamond performance, but a tone that was reminiscent to me of a King Diamond-esque vocal. And I liked that. There was a very fruitful vocal performance across this record, going into different ideas, different performances, different tones, and different applications of the guy's vocal capabilities, and I've got to put respect on that. Didn't pay attention to the bass line, might as well not have even existed. The drummer was okay. Nothing special with the drums, but I think the sound engineer has a little to answer for that. The sound engineer didn't, really allow the drums to be. But that's purely down to the quality of the record as the whole. It just is what it is. Guitar tone, a little bit doomier. Heavy, but what more needs to be said? If I was to rate this record, I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. There's a necessity to develop from here. An extreme aggression. The person who has recommended this on the Patreon has put us on to listening to a 2005 release, The Godless Endeavour, after this. So I'm looking forward to see where the act progresses and what they incorporate and what they detract from the sound, and see where we can go from here. On that note, I'm signing out. Peace.